Steve Jobs' return to Apple in 1997 marked one of the most dramatic and inspiring comebacks in business history. By the mid-1990s, Apple was struggling to regain relevance in a rapidly changing technological landscape. In fact, by the time Jobs returned, Apple had lost much of its earlier luster. The company was on the brink of financial ruin, unable to compete effectively with Microsoft's Windows-dominated PC market. The struggles leading to Jobs' return. After Jobs was ousted from Apple in 1985, he went on to build Pixar into a leading animation company and also founded Next, a computer platform company. Although Next didn't achieve commercial success, it played a pivotal role in advancing computer technology and software. By 1997, Apple was in trouble, facing increased competition from both Microsoft and a growing wave of PC manufacturers. The company had strayed far from its innovative roots, focusing more on hardware and business models that lacked the creativity and vision it was once known for. The return of Jobs came about when Apple, struggling with a host of issues from dwindling market share to a confused product line, decided to purchase Next for $429 million. With this acquisition, Jobs was reinstated at Apple as an advisor and eventually took control as interim CEO. His return was met with a mixture of skepticism and hope. The company was deep in the red, having posted a massive loss of $1 billion the previous year. But Jobs wasted no time in assessing the situation and began implementing changes almost immediately. Streamlining the product line. One of Jobs' first and most important moves was to simplify Apple's complex and cluttered product line. At the time, Apple offered a bewildering array of different products with overlapping features and poor market segmentation. Jobs understood that for Apple to regain its competitive edge, it needed focus and clarity. He reduced the company's product line from 15 different Mac models to just 4. These 4 were carefully segmented to appeal to distinct market niches: professional users, consumer users, educational institutions, and creative professionals. By reducing the complexity and focusing on quality, Jobs set the foundation for the brand's reinvention. This approach to simplifying and streamlining Apple's offerings was not just about making the product line easier to understand, it was also about creating a clear identity for the brand. Apple needed to be seen as a premium brand that stood for innovation, design, and quality. Revitalizing the company's culture. Along with simplifying the product line, Jobs was determined to reshape Apple's culture. He set about creating a work environment that prioritized creativity, speed, and innovation. Jobs' management style was often seen as harsh and demanding, but it also served as a catalyst for innovation. He encouraged employees to think outside the box and pushed them to deliver results that exceeded expectations. One key to his success was his ability to bring together teams of engineers, designers, and marketers to work collaboratively. The cross-disciplinary approach was critical to Apple's rise. By eliminating silos within the company, Jobs made sure that no one team could operate in isolation. This approach eventually led to the development of groundbreaking products as the company's creative minds worked together seamlessly. Financial restructuring and investment. At the same time, Jobs tackled the company's dire financial situation. Apple was hemorrhaging money, and Jobs needed to find ways to stabilize the company. One of his earliest moves was to negotiate a crucial partnership with Microsoft. In exchange for Microsoft's commitment to develop Office for the Mac, Apple received a significant investment from the software giant. This investment helped keep the company afloat in the short term and gave Jobs the breathing room he needed to turn Apple around. Jobs also sought to reduce unnecessary costs within the company. He streamlined Apple's operations, focused on outsourcing manufacturing, and invested in building a more efficient supply chain. By tightening the company's financial operations, Jobs ensured that Apple would have the capital to reinvest in research and development, a crucial element for the company's future success. As Steve Jobs continued to rebuild Apple, the company began to unveil revolutionary new products that would reshape the tech industry. Apple's comeback wasn't just about fixing its internal operations, it was about reinvigorating the entire consumer electronics market with game-changing innovations. The iMac, a bold new era. One of the first major products to emerge from Jobs' return was the iMac G3, released in 1998. This colorful and aesthetically striking computer was a radical departure from the boxy utilitarian designs of most PCs at the time. The iMac was both functional and beautiful, offering powerful features within a sleek all-in-one design. It quickly became a cultural icon and was instrumental in repositioning Apple as a company focused on design and user experience. The iMac was not just a product, it was a statement. Jobs believed that technology should be both functional and beautiful, and the iMac embodied this philosophy. The colorful, transparent cases were designed to be visually appealing, but they also made a statement about Apple's return to creativity and innovation. The iMac's success had a ripple effect. It reinvigorated Apple's brand, boosted its stock price, and captured the public's imagination. It was a signal that Apple was back and ready to challenge the status quo. The iPod, a musical revolution. Apple's next major product launch came in 2001 when the company introduced the iPod. The iPod was the first portable music player that was truly easy to use, and combined with the convenience of iTunes, it revolutionized the way people consumed music. The device's sleek design, simplicity, and ease of use made it an instant hit with consumers. The iPod wasn't just a new piece of hardware, it was a platform. By combining the device with iTunes, Apple created an ecosystem that transformed the music industry. The iTunes Store gave consumers a way to buy music legally and conveniently, and the iPod made it easy to carry that music anywhere. This was a huge shift from the world of physical CDs and illegal file sharing. The success of the iPod turned Apple into a dominant force in the consumer electronics market, with millions of units sold worldwide. The iPod became a cultural phenomenon, and in many ways, it helped Apple redefine itself as a company that was no longer just about computers. It was about transforming the way people interacted with technology in every aspect of their lives. The iPhone, reinventing the mobile experience. In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone, a product that would change the world. The iPhone combined a mobile phone, an iPod, and an internet-connected device into one sleek all-in-one device. It was revolutionary not only in terms of its hardware, but also in the way it redefined how people interacted with their devices. The iPhone's multi-touch screen, which allowed users to interact with the device through gestures, was groundbreaking. It eliminated the need for physical buttons and opened up a new world of possibilities for mobile applications. The App Store, introduced in 2008, further cemented the iPhone's dominance by allowing developers to create and distribute apps for the device, turning it into an entire ecosystem of mobile services. The iPhone was a game changer, and its impact on the tech industry and society cannot be overstated. It transformed how people communicate, work, and entertain themselves. It also set the stage for the rise of the smartphone as the most ubiquitous personal device in the world. By the time Steve Jobs passed away in 2011, he had transformed Apple into one of the most valuable and influential companies in the world. His vision, leadership, and commitment to excellence had taken a company on the brink of collapse and turned it into a global powerhouse. The transformation of Apple's brand. Apple's brand, under Jobs' leadership, became synonymous with innovation, design, and simplicity. The company's products were not just functional, they were beautiful, easy to use, and often a work of art. This focus on design and user experience set Apple apart from its competitors and gave it a loyal following of customers who were willing to pay a premium for Apple's products. Apple's brand wasn't just about the products, it was also about the experience. Apple stores, which Jobs helped design, were not just retail outlets, they were experiential environments that showcased the company's philosophy of innovation. These stores were designed to reflect Apple's commitment to simplicity, creativity, and customer service. The Apple ecosystem. Understood that to truly succeed, Apple needed to create an ecosystem that tied all of its products together. The iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, and other devices were all designed to work together seamlessly. This interconnected ecosystem made it easy for consumers to move between devices and services, creating a unified experience across all of Apple's products. The ecosystem extended beyond hardware. Services like iTunes, iCloud, and the App Store created a robust platform for users to purchase music, apps, and content. Apple's ecosystem became a powerful moat that helped keep customers loyal and discourage them from switching to other platforms. Apple's cultural impact. Jobs' legacy is not just about Apple's financial success or technological breakthroughs, it's also about the cultural impact the company had under his leadership. Apple's products have had a profound effect on how people interact with technology. The iPhone, for example, changed the way people communicate, work, and entertain themselves. Apple's emphasis on design and user experience set a new standard in the tech industry, and its products continue to inspire designers, engineers, and entrepreneurs around the world. Jobs' emphasis on simplicity, elegance, and perfectionism has become a defining feature of Apple's DNA. Under his leadership, Apple became more than just a company. It became a symbol of innovation, creativity, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. A new chapter for Apple. After Jobs' death in 2011, Tim Cook took over as CEO of Apple. While Cook has overseen the continued success of the company, it is clear that Jobs' influence still looms large. Under Cook's leadership, Apple has expanded into new markets, including wearables, services, and autonomous vehicles, while continuing to innovate in hardware with products like the Apple Watch, AirPods, and the iPad Pro. While Apple has evolved under Cook, Jobs' vision continues to guide the company's direction. Apple's focus on design, innovation, and user experience remains a core part of its identity, and the company's ability to create groundbreaking products and services remains unchanged. In conclusion, Jobs' return to Apple marked a transformative period for both the company and the tech industry. His vision and leadership helped turn Apple into the global powerhouse it is today. Through products like the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad, Jobs and his team at Apple reshaped the way people interact with technology and set new standards for design and user experience. His legacy lives on in the products we use every day and in the company he helped build. Jobs' unique leadership philosophy. Steve Jobs was a leader who combined perfectionism with an insatiable drive for innovation. His approach to leadership was unlike that of many other CEOs, marked by an intense focus on quality, user experience, and design. His insistence on maintaining the highest standards sometimes led to frustration among employees, but it also resulted in the creation of some of the most iconic products in tech history. At the heart of Jobs' leadership was his ability to inspire and challenge his team to think differently. He believed that product development was not just about functionality, but about creating something that resonated emotionally with consumers. He had a rare ability to recognize potential in people, and his leadership style, demanding, passionate, and sometimes volatile, drove his team to push boundaries in ways that many thought were impossible. Jobs' leadership was defined by his obsession with detail. He didn't just oversee product design, he immersed himself in every aspect of the process, from the look and feel of the hardware to the software that ran on it. He famously insisted that the inside of Apple products, even if they were not visible to the user, should be as beautiful and refined as the exterior. This attention to detail became a hallmark of Apple's product design philosophy and set the company apart from its competitors. Another aspect of Jobs' leadership was his ability to be both a visionary and a pragmatist. While he could think far into the future and see possibilities that others couldn't, he also knew how to get things done in the present. This balance between long-term vision and short-term execution was a key factor in Apple's revival and subsequent success. Fostering a culture of innovation. When Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, he found a company that was in disarray, struggling both financially and creatively. One of his first tasks was to restructure the company's culture. Jobs knew that the company needed more than just new products, it needed a cultural overhaul. He focused on attracting and retaining top talent and created an environment where employees could focus on creating great products rather than worrying about corporate bureaucracy or profit margins. Jobs was known for his hands-on approach to leadership. He demanded excellence and would often push his teams to work harder, think more creatively, and question their assumptions. He once said, "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower." Under his guidance, Apple became a place where employees were not just encouraged to think outside the box, but to completely reinvent the box itself. One of the ways that Jobs fostered innovation was by promoting a culture of collaboration. He broke down the silos within Apple and made sure that the hardware engineers, software developers, and designers all worked together. By creating a seamless integration of design and functionality, Jobs ensured that Apple products were not only technologically advanced, but also a joy to use. This interdisciplinary approach allowed Apple to create products that were greater than the sum of their parts. Another key aspect of Apple's cultural transformation under Jobs was the emphasis on secrecy. Jobs believed that innovation thrived in an environment where new products could be developed without outside interference or distraction. Apple was known for its tight-lipped secrecy, especially when it came to new product launches. This secrecy helped to build anticipation and excitement for new Apple products, which in turn fueled the company's success. The role of design in Apple's resurgence. Design became the cornerstone of Apple's revival. Jobs was deeply passionate about design, believing that it was the key to creating products that were both functional and beautiful. Under his leadership, Apple became synonymous with clean, minimalist design, and this focus on aesthetics was a key part of the company's resurgence. The design philosophy that Jobs championed was more than just about how things looked, it was about creating products that were intuitive and easy to use. Jobs believed that the best designs were those that people didn't need to think about, they just worked. This is why the user interface of Apple products was so important to Jobs. The simplicity and elegance of the interface made Apple products stand out from the competition, and it helped to create a loyal customer base that was willing to pay a premium for the experience. The design process at Apple was also iterative. Jobs demanded that his team continuously refine and improve their designs until they were perfect. He was known to challenge his designers with tough questions and would often push them to go beyond what they thought was possible. This relentless pursuit of perfection became a key characteristic of Apple's design philosophy and played a major role in the company's success. Jobs' belief in design as an integral part of the user experience extended to the retail environment. Apple stores were designed to reflect the company's philosophy of simplicity and elegance. The stores were minimalist in design, with a focus on showcasing the products and creating a space where customers could interact with Apple's technology in a relaxed, non-threatening environment. The stores became an extension of Apple's brand, and they played a crucial role in making Apple products more accessible and desirable to consumers. The iMac, redefining consumer computers. The iMac G3, released in 1998, was the first major product to emerge from Jobs' leadership after his return to Apple. It was unlike anything the market had seen before. With its vibrant, translucent colors and sleek all-in-one design, the iMac G3 broke away from the conventional, boxy designs of personal computers at the time. The iMac was not just a computer, it was a statement of Apple's return to innovation and its commitment to design excellence. The iMac was also a commercial success, selling over 6 million units within a few years. It helped revitalize Apple's fortunes and set the company on a new path. The iMac's bold design and user-friendly interface won it fans across the globe, and it marked the beginning of Apple's transformation into a design-focused company. The product's success not only reinvigorated Apple's finances, but also restored the company's reputation as a leader in innovation and creativity. The iPod, revolutionizing the music industry. After the success of the iMac, Apple continued its innovation with the release of the iPod in 2001. The iPod was a groundbreaking product that forever changed the way people listened to music. Unlike other MP3 players of the time, the iPod was sleek, easy to use, and capable of storing thousands of songs. It quickly became the must-have device for music lovers. But the iPod wasn't just about hardware, it was also about creating a seamless ecosystem. The iPod worked in tandem with iTunes, Apple's digital music store. This integration allowed users to easily purchase, download, and manage their music in a way that had never been done before. The iTunes Store, launched in 2003, revolutionized the music industry by offering a legal alternative to pirated music, and it gave consumers a simple and convenient way to buy music online. The iPod's success helped Apple dominate the digital music market, and it paved the way for other groundbreaking products. By 2007, the iPod had sold over 100 million units, making it one of the most successful consumer electronics products of its time. The iPod not only transformed the way people listened to music, but also reshaped the entire music industry, making digital music distribution the standard. The iPhone, the birth of a new era in mobile technology. The iPhone, introduced in 2007, is perhaps the most iconic product of Steve Jobs' tenure at Apple. The device combined the functionality of a mobile phone, a music player, and an internet communicator into one sleek, touch-enabled package. The iPhone's multi-touch interface, which allowed users to interact with the device through gestures like swiping and pinching, was unlike anything seen before. It eliminated the need for physical buttons and relied entirely on the touchscreen, a move that was both bold and risky. Jobs' decision to make the iPhone entirely touchscreen-based was a defining moment in the history of mobile technology, and it set the standard for all future smartphones. But the iPhone wasn't just about the hardware. The App Store, launched in 2008, allowed developers to create and distribute apps for the iPhone, turning the device into a platform for an entire ecosystem of mobile applications. This ecosystem approach was a key part of the iPhone's success, and it laid the foundation for the growth of the mobile app industry. The iPhone also had a profound impact on the way people interacted with technology. It brought the internet, music, and communication into one device, and it changed the way people used mobile phones. The iPhone became the ultimate all-in-one device, and it made other smartphones look outdated by comparison. By 2011, the iPhone had become the most successful consumer electronics product in history, and it cemented Apple's position as a leader in innovation. The enduring legacy of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs passed away in 2011, but his impact on Apple and the technology industry remains profound. Under Jobs' leadership, Apple became one of the most innovative and successful companies in the world. The products he introduced, the iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, transformed the tech industry and reshaped the way people interacted with technology. Jobs' vision for design, user experience, and innovation continues to influence Apple's products and corporate culture today. Jobs' legacy also extends beyond Apple. He is widely regarded as one of the most influential innovators of the 20th century. His approach to business and design has inspired countless entrepreneurs and companies to think differently and push the boundaries of what's possible. Apple Apple, under Jobs' leadership, was not just about making money, it was about making great products that people loved to use. Jobs believed that technology could improve people's lives, and his passion for excellence drove Apple to create products that were not only functional, but also emotionally resonant. This focus on creating products that people would love set Apple apart from its competitors and helped the company build a loyal customer base. Tim Cook's leadership and Apple's continued success. After Jobs' passing, Tim Cook took over as CEO of Apple. While Cook's leadership style is quite different from Jobs, the company has continued to thrive under his guidance. Cook has expanded Apple's product portfolio, launching new products like the Apple Watch, AirPods, and iPad Pro. He has also overseen the growth of Apple's services division, including Apple Music, iCloud, and the App Store, which have become major revenue drivers for the company. Under Cook's leadership, Apple has become the first publicly traded company to reach a market value of $2 trillion, a testament to the enduring strength of the brand that Jobs built. While Cook has faced challenges in maintaining Apple's culture of innovation, he has managed to continue Jobs' legacy of excellence in design. Cook's ability to manage Apple's enormous scale while staying true to the company's core values has been instrumental in Apple's ongoing success. The future of Apple, a new chapter. As Apple moves into the future, it continues to innovate and expand its reach. The company is exploring new areas like augmented reality, artificial intelligence, and autonomous vehicles, and it remains at the forefront of the consumer electronics industry. While Steve Jobs may no longer be with us, his vision for Apple, a company that combines innovation, design, and user experience, remains as relevant today as it was during his tenure. In conclusion, Steve Jobs' comeback to Apple was a turning point, not just for the company, but for the entire tech industry. His leadership, vision, and commitment to excellence reshaped Apple and helped it become one of the most successful companies in history. Through revolutionary products like the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad, Jobs transformed the way people interact with technology and set a new standard for design and user experience. His legacy continues to inspire both Apple and the wider tech industry as we look ahead to the next chapter of innovation. Rewriting the rules of technology. Steve Jobs' influence wasn't limited to Apple. His return to the company in 1997 and his vision for innovation reshaped the entire tech industry. When Jobs re-entered Apple, the company was in desperate need of a fresh direction. The tech industry was undergoing seismic shifts, with Microsoft dominating the software space and the world still adjusting to the internet and multimedia revolution. Apple was losing ground to cheaper, more accessible PCs, and it appeared that the company's hallmark approach to design and innovation had become irrelevant in a world driven by Windows-based machines. Jobs turned this narrative upside down. His return wasn't just a rescue mission for Apple, it was a rethinking of the entire purpose of consumer technology. Jobs didn't just want to make products that worked, he wanted to make products that changed how people thought about technology itself. One of the first industries that Jobs began disrupting was personal computing. The personal computer market, dominated by Microsoft's Windows OS, was seen as a practical tool for work, focused on function over form. Apple's Macintosh computers were innovative, but failed to capture mainstream appeal due to their niche, expensive nature. When Jobs returned, he completely redefined Apple's strategy. The introduction of the iMac G3 was not merely a new product, but a statement that Apple was no longer going to compete based on price or performance alone. Apple would focus on design, ease of use, and a seamless user experience. Jobs' vision extended beyond the computer industry. He was among the first to truly understand the power of convergence, bringing different elements of digital life into one device. Apple's move toward becoming a consumer electronics company, not just a computer maker, signaled a major shift in the way technology companies thought about their products. With products like the iPod, iPhone, and iPad, Apple pioneered the idea of ecosystems, products designed not only to work well together, but to create an integrated experience. These products didn't just serve a utilitarian function, they were gateways to new ways of living and working. Apple made devices that people wanted to interact with because of their elegance, ease of use, and the sense of delight that accompanied every interaction. The rise of mobile and the iPhone revolution. The iPhone, introduced in 2007, was perhaps the most profound disruption Jobs ever led, and it set Apple on a trajectory to become the most influential tech company in the world. Before the iPhone, mobile phones were primarily about communication. The user interface was limited, and apps were largely confined to basic utilities. Jobs changed all that. The iPhone wasn't just a phone, it was a platform. It integrated a mobile phone, an iPod, a camera, and an internet device all into one sleek, minimalist package. What made it truly groundbreaking was the introduction of the touchscreen as the primary form of interaction, removing the need for physical keyboards and buttons that dominated phones at the time. By removing the hardware constraints that had limited previous phones, the iPhone's multi-touch interface allowed users to interact with their devices in a more intuitive and direct manner. Features like the App Store, which allowed third-party developers to create and distribute applications for the iPhone, were revolutionary. This new paradigm created a mobile ecosystem that has become the foundation of a multi-billion-dollar app economy. Jobs' focus wasn't just about technology. It was about understanding how people interact with their devices. Jobs famously said, "You've got to start with the customer experience and work back toward the technology, not the other way around." The iPhone embodied that philosophy, easy to use, incredibly intuitive, and a gateway to all sorts of new possibilities. It didn't just change the smartphone industry, it changed the way people communicated, interacted with digital content, and experienced entertainment. As of 2021, over 2.5 billion iPhones have been sold worldwide, and Apple continues to dominate the smartphone market. The iPhone's influence extended far beyond its immediate success. It set the stage for the mobile-first world we live in today. The success of the iPhone had ripple effects across various sectors, from entertainment and media to commerce and software development. The App Store, transforming the software industry. A crucial part of the iPhone's success was its ecosystem, including the App Store. Before Apple introduced the App Store in 2008, mobile applications were fragmented across platforms, often cumbersome to use and hard to discover. The App Store created a centralized marketplace where users could easily purchase and download apps, and it allowed developers to monetize their software. This democratization of app development allowed for an explosion of creativity, with millions of apps now available for iPhones, iPads, and other Apple devices. The App Store revolutionized software distribution. Developers were no longer limited by traditional distribution methods, such as retail stores or proprietary software platforms. Now, anyone with a great idea could create an app and have the potential to reach millions of users around the world. In many ways, the App Store was the catalyst for the mobile app economy that has generated hundreds of billions of dollars since its inception. Jobs' insistence on a curated, quality-controlled environment ensured that the App Store maintained a certain level of excellence. This strategy not only benefited consumers, but also helped to maintain Apple's brand identity as a company that prioritized quality and user experience. The App Store remains one of Apple's most important revenue streams, with billions of dollars generated from both paid apps and in-app purchases. The iPad, reinventing personal computing again. Following the iPhone's success, Apple introduced the iPad in 2010. The iPad was yet another example of Jobs' ability to predict future trends and shift the tech landscape. At first, the concept of a tablet seemed superfluous. Many people wondered why they needed a device that fell between the smartphone and the laptop. But Jobs saw it differently. He understood that tablets were a new form factor that would provide users with an unparalleled level of flexibility and mobility. With a beautiful touch interface, a large screen, and the ability to run apps, the iPad offered a new way to consume content, browse the web, and work on the go. It bridged the gap between laptops and smartphones, creating a new category of device. By 2011, the iPad had sold over 40 million units, making it the most successful tablet in history. Like the iPhone, the iPad's success wasn't just about hardware. It was about creating an ecosystem of apps, services, and experiences that were designed specifically for the device. The iPad also paved the way for other mobile-first devices, including Microsoft's Surface, which followed a similar concept, although it could never quite replicate the iPad's success. Apple retail stores, redefining the shopping experience. One of Steve Jobs' lesser-discussed innovations was the creation of Apple's retail stores. When Jobs returned to Apple, one of his key moves was to open a series of flagship Apple stores. At the time, many questioned whether a tech company should open retail stores at all. But Jobs believed that the Apple experience could only be truly conveyed through direct interaction with the products. His vision was to create a retail environment where people could engage with Apple's products in an immersive and experiential way. The design of the Apple Store was just as meticulously planned as the company's products. Each store was designed to reflect Apple's minimalist aesthetic, with clean lines, bright lighting, and an open layout that invited customers to explore. The stores didn't just sell products, they were about showcasing the Apple ecosystem, providing expert advice, and offering hands-on experiences. The Genius Bar, a service counter where customers could receive technical support and advice, became a cornerstone of Apple's retail strategy, creating a personalized experience for each customer. Jobs' vision was to create a sense of community and connection between Apple and its customers. The stores were not merely places to buy things, they were spaces where people could discover new products, learn about technology, and engage with the brand that they loved. The success of Apple's retail stores has been staggering, with over 500 stores worldwide, making Apple one of the largest and most successful retail chains in the world. The cultural impact of Apple's products. Apple's products have had a profound cultural impact not just in the tech industry, but in society as a whole. From the iPod to the iPhone, Apple's products have shaped the way we communicate, work, and entertain ourselves. The iPhone, in particular, has fundamentally altered how people interact with technology, providing a direct, personal experience that is intuitive and easy to use. The company's emphasis on design and simplicity has set a new standard for the tech industry. Apple's products are often viewed as works of art with an attention to detail that few competitors have matched. Apple's commitment to delivering seamless, elegant products that work flawlessly has helped create a loyal customer base that is willing to pay a premium for the Apple experience. Apple's products also have a unique way of becoming cultural symbols. The iPod revolutionized how we listen to music, while the iPhone became an indispensable part of daily life for millions of people. Apple's products have gone beyond just being simple consumer goods. They have become part of people's identities, their lifestyles, and their culture. The Think Different campaign and the subsequent branding that Jobs championed positioned Apple not just as a technology company, but as a cultural force that represented innovation, creativity, and personal empowerment. Apple's expansion and the role of Tim Cook. Following Jobs' passing in 2011, Tim Cook took over as Apple's CEO, and the company's legacy of innovation continued. Cook, who had served as Apple's chief operating officer, proved adept at managing the company's massive scale and continuing its commitment to innovation. Under Cook, Apple has expanded its product portfolio, introduced new product categories, and embraced new business models such as Apple Services and subscription-based revenue streams. Apple's expansion into wearables with the Apple Watch and the AirPods, as well as its continued leadership in the smartphone market, has kept the company at the forefront of the consumer tech industry. The Apple ecosystem has grown, integrating more services like Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, and iCloud into people's daily lives, further locking them into the Apple world. Under Cook's leadership, Apple's market value surpassed $2 trillion, making it the first publicly traded company to achieve this milestone. While Cook's leadership style is less flamboyant than Jobs, his ability to maintain Apple's core values while expanding the company into new territories has ensured its continued success. Cook's stewardship of Apple has ensured the company remains one of the most valuable and influential businesses in the world. Tim Cook's role in Apple's next chapter. While Jobs' death marked the end of an era at Apple, his legacy is still very much alive in the company's DNA. Tim Cook, who took over as CEO after Jobs passed away, has had a unique challenge, balancing the preservation of Jobs' innovative spirit with the demands of leading a massive global corporation. Under Cook, Apple has continued to introduce innovative products and has successfully expanded into new markets, such as wearables, services, and health tech. Apple's strong financial performance and its consistent focus on design and user experience have ensured that Jobs' vision of Apple as a company at the intersection of technology, art, and human experience continues to thrive. Cook has also presided over the company's evolution from a hardware-focused business to a company with a growing services division. Looking forward, Cook is tasked with navigating the next phase of Apple's evolution, maintaining innovation, ensuring product differentiation, and ensuring that Apple continues to live up to its lofty ideals. While Jobs' creativity and leadership were foundational, Cook's ability to scale Apple's operations and introduce new revenue streams has been integral to keeping Apple on top in an increasingly competitive tech landscape. The next frontier: AI, AR, and the future of consumer tech. Looking ahead, Apple is at the cusp of another technological revolution. One of the areas where the company is making significant strides is artificial intelligence, AI. While AI has become a buzzword in the tech industry, Apple's approach has been more cautious and deliberate. The company has made AI an essential component of its product design philosophy, from the introduction of Siri on the iPhone to its integration into the Apple Watch and other devices. Augmented reality, or AR, is another area where Apple is investing heavily. AR is poised to reshape industries ranging from gaming and entertainment to education and healthcare. Apple has made a significant investment in AR technologies, including its AR Kit platform, which allows developers to create AR experiences for iPhones and iPads. Apple's rumored AR glasses are anticipated to be a game changer, further blending the physical and digital worlds. As Apple continues to innovate and push the boundaries of technology, the company's focus remains firmly on its customers, ensuring that its products continue to delight and empower users in new ways. Steve Jobs' influence can still be felt in every aspect of Apple's strategy, from product design to user experience. In conclusion, Steve Jobs' return to Apple marked a new era, one defined by innovation, disruption, and a radical reshaping of the tech industry. His relentless focus on design, user experience, and simplicity has left an indelible mark on Apple and the world of technology. While Jobs is no longer with us, his vision continues to guide Apple, and the company's future looks bright as it enters new frontiers of AI, AR, and beyond. The Apple ecosystem, a seamless digital experience. One of Steve Jobs' most profound contributions to the tech world was his ability to create an integrated ecosystem of products that worked seamlessly together. Jobs believed that technology should not just work, it should work together. This philosophy is embedded in Apple's design and operational strategy, creating a cohesive, interconnected experience for users across a variety of devices. This ecosystem is one of the key reasons why Apple has remained a dominant force in the tech industry. When Jobs returns to Apple in 1997, the company was known for its powerful, innovative computers, but the product line lacked coherence. By the time of his death in 2011, however, Apple had built a complete ecosystem of devices and services, including the Mac, iPhone, iPad, iPod, Apple Watch, and a growing suite of software and services like iTunes, iCloud, the App Store, Apple Music, and more. The iPhone was the centerpiece of this ecosystem, and its role was crucial in driving the interconnected approach Jobs envisioned. Apple's devices were no longer individual, isolated products. They became part of a unified experience. For example, a user could start a document on a Mac, continue editing it on an iPhone, and finish it on an iPad. The iCloud service enabled this continuity, allowing for seamless syncing of data, apps, music, photos, and more across all Apple devices. While competitors in the tech industry have often focused on competing with individual devices, Apple has created an ecosystem that locks users into a single, integrated platform. Apple's product design ensures that users enjoy a consistent experience across devices, with each product complementing the others. Whether you are listening to music on your iPhone, using your MacBook to work, or viewing photos on your iPad, the Apple experience feels consistent and cohesive. As the number of Apple products in the average consumer's household has grown, the demand for interoperability has increased. Apple's ecosystem has made it easier for users to integrate their work, entertainment, and communication seamlessly. Devices are intuitively designed to work together, whether it's with AirDrop to share files between devices or handoff to move between applications. This has become a cornerstone of Apple's success, fostering a loyal customer base who enjoys the convenience of an interconnected world. Apple's ecosystem strategy has also allowed the company to build a more profitable business model. Services such as iCloud, Apple Music, and the App Store have become vital revenue streams for Apple, contributing a growing portion of its profits each year. These services have not only enhanced the user experience, but have also become essential parts of Apple's overall strategy. But continued expansion of these services, such as Apple TV Plus and Apple Fitness Plus, further deepens the company's relationship with customers and drives user engagement across its platform. Apple's competitive edge and supply chain excellence. Another area where Steve Jobs' leadership had a lasting impact was on Apple's supply chain strategy. Jobs was meticulous about ensuring Apple had not only the best products, but also the best possible supply chain to deliver them to customers quickly and efficiently. This approach was a key element in Apple's ability to remain competitive and profitable, especially in a time when technology products were often subject to delays, cost overruns, and production setbacks. Under Jobs, Apple took control of much of its supply chain, making key decisions about which components to source, how to manage manufacturing, and how to ensure that products reached the market on time. The company famously negotiated exclusive deals with suppliers to secure access to the best components, and it was able to leverage its scale to get better terms from manufacturers. For example, Apple was able to establish long-term contracts for key components, such as semiconductors, which allowed it to control costs and maintain a steady supply of parts. This focus on supply chain management allowed Apple to release new products on time, even when there were supply shortages in the broader tech industry. In addition to managing suppliers, Jobs' focus on design and manufacturing precision meant that Apple products were often of the highest quality, a feature that became part of Apple's brand identity. The company's focus on creating products that were both beautiful and functional made it a leader not only in terms of innovation, but also in terms of product durability and craftsmanship. The attention to detail in product assembly was unparalleled in the industry, and it became a key differentiator for Apple's devices. Apple's integrated approach to hardware and software also contributed to the company's success. While most competitors in the tech industry rely on third-party software and hardware, Apple tightly controls both, allowing for optimal integration. The development of proprietary components, such as the A-series chips used in iPhones, iPads, and now Macs, allows Apple to design its devices to work at maximum efficiency without being constrained by generic components. This approach, which was pioneered by Jobs, has been a key factor in Apple's ability to produce devices that perform well and last longer than many competing products. Expanding the digital content market, music, movies, and beyond. Steve Jobs didn't just reshape hardware design at Apple, he also revolutionized the way digital content was distributed. One of the most significant moves that Jobs made was to create the iTunes Store, which became the go-to destination for purchasing digital music online. Before iTunes, the music industry was still largely dominated by CDs and the illicit downloading of music through file-sharing services like Napster. Jobs recognized that consumers wanted an easy, legal way to purchase digital music, and he saw an opportunity to build a service that would provide both convenience and legal access to music. The iTunes Store was launched in 2003, and it quickly became the largest digital music retailer in the world. By 2007, iTunes had sold over 3 billion songs, and the service was integral to the success of the iPod. Jobs' vision was to create a one-stop shop for music that was simple, user-friendly, and offered songs at a fair price. By working with record labels and negotiating pricing structures, Jobs created an ecosystem that benefited both consumers and the music industry, which was struggling to adapt to the new digital world. Jobs didn't stop with music. He expanded the iTunes Store to include movies, TV shows, and eventually podcasts, making it a central hub for digital entertainment. Apple's focus on digital content was further bolstered by the introduction of the App Store in 2008, which allowed developers to create and distribute applications for the iPhone. This move established Apple as a dominant player in the software distribution market, and it set the stage for the app economy we see today. In 2017, Apple made another significant move into digital entertainment by launching Apple TV Plus, its own music streaming service. Apple Music has since become a key player in the streaming wars, competing with services like Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube Music. Apple's subscription-based services have become a growing revenue stream for the company, complementing its hardware business and ensuring a steady income from its vast user base. With the launch of Apple TV Plus in 2019, Apple made its biggest foray into the entertainment industry yet. The streaming service, which produces original content, was designed to compete with Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and Disney Plus. While Apple TV Plus has faced challenges in terms of content library, its high-quality original programming and integration into the Apple ecosystem have helped it carve out a niche in the crowded streaming space. Apple's global reach and financial success. By the time of Steve Jobs' death in 2011, Apple had become the world's most valuable tech company, with a market capitalization that had exceeded $350 billion. Jobs' transformation of the company from a niche player to a global leader in consumer electronics was a remarkable achievement. Apple's brand had become synonymous with quality, innovation, and design, and its products were no longer limited to tech enthusiasts. They were beloved by millions of consumers worldwide. Apple's financial success also allowed the company to invest in new technologies, acquire companies, and expand into new markets. Jobs focused on creating products that were not only functional, but also aesthetically pleasing, helped Apple build a loyal customer base that was willing to pay a premium for its products. By creating products that people loved, Apple built a business model that was based on emotional connections, not just product specifications. In 2010, Apple became the world's most profitable company, surpassing even ExxonMobil. The company's ability to continuously innovate and drive customer demand for its products was unmatched. In 2021, Apple's market capitalization had surpassed $2 trillion, and it had become the first publicly traded company to reach this milestone. While Jobs' passing marked the end of an era, the company he built has continued to thrive under the leadership of Tim Cook. Tim Cook's transition to CEO and the challenges ahead. When Tim Cook took over as CEO of Apple in August 2011, following Steve Jobs' death, he inherited a company that was not only an industry leader, but also a cultural icon. Jobs had set an incredibly high bar, and Cook was immediately thrust into a leadership role that would test his abilities in both innovation and business management. Cook had worked closely with Jobs for over a decade as Apple's chief operating officer, and his rise to CEO was a natural progression. While Cook was known for his operational expertise and supply chain acumen, Jobs was the visionary force behind Apple's most successful products. Under Cook's leadership, Apple had to maintain Jobs' legacy while continuing to innovate and adapt to a rapidly changing tech landscape. One of Cook's first challenges as CEO was to maintain the momentum generated by the iPhone, which had become the cornerstone of Apple's product lineup. The iPhone's success had transformed Apple into a most valuable company in the world, and Cook had to ensure that Apple could continue to deliver the same level of innovation and excitement. Cook's focus on operational efficiency, however, was a key reason for the company's continued success. His background in supply chain management allowed Apple to scale its operations and meet the growing demand for its products without sacrificing quality. Under Cook, Apple also made significant strides in the services sector, with the introduction of Apple Music, iCloud, and the App Store becoming major revenue contributors. Cook's leadership has also seen the expansion of the Apple ecosystem, with products like the Apple Watch, AirPods, and HomePod. Cook's approach has been less about creating game-changing products like the iPhone, but more about expanding Apple's ecosystem, integrating software and services in new ways, and ensuring that the company stays at the forefront of the tech industry. Apple's commitment to sustainability and social responsibility. Tim Cook's leadership has also been marked by a greater emphasis on corporate social responsibility and sustainability. Under Jobs, Apple was sometimes criticized for its environmental practices, particularly with regard to the materials used in its products and the company's supply chain. Cook, who is known for his commitment to environmental causes, has made sustainability a key focus of Apple's operations. Apple has invested heavily in renewable energy, ensuring that its data centers and corporate facilities are powered by 100% clean energy. The company has also worked to improve the environmental footprint of its products, using recyclable materials and reducing harmful chemicals in its manufacturing processes. Apple's push for sustainability is seen as part of a broader commitment to social responsibility, and it has worked to improve labor conditions and address issues in its global supply chain. Cook has also been an outspoken advocate for privacy and data security, emphasizing Apple's commitment to protecting users' personal data. This commitment to privacy stands in stark contrast to some of Apple's competitors, such as Facebook and Google, which rely heavily on user data for advertising purposes. By positioning itself as a company that respects user privacy, Apple has carved out a unique niche in the tech world, appealing to customers who prioritize their digital rights. The future of Apple: artificial intelligence and augmented reality. Looking to the future, Apple is poised to continue pushing the boundaries of technology. Artificial intelligence and augmented reality are two areas where the company is investing heavily. The development of AI capabilities, including advanced machine learning and natural language processing, will be key to the next generation of Apple's devices and services. Siri, Apple's voice assistant, was one of the first major AI products on the market, and the company continues to improve its capabilities. Apple's focus on privacy and security in AI means that its approach to machine learning will differ from that of its competitors, like Google and Amazon, which collect massive amounts of user data to train their algorithms. Apple's AI focus will likely center on providing more personalized experiences while ensuring that user data remains private and secure. Augmented reality is another area where Apple is making significant strides. The introduction of AR-Kit in 2017 allowed developers to create immersive augmented reality experiences for iPhone and iPad users. This technology has the potential to transform industries, ranging from gaming and entertainment to healthcare and education. Apple's rumored AR glasses could be a game changer, providing users with hands-free, immersive experiences that blur the lines between the physical and digital worlds. Maintaining innovation in a post-Jobs Apple. As Apple looks to the future, the challenge for Tim Cook and his team is to maintain the spirit of innovation that Jobs instilled in the company. Jobs was known for his ability to think years ahead of his competitors, and Cook's leadership will need to continue this tradition. However, with Apple's massive scale, the company faces unique challenges in maintaining the same level of groundbreaking innovation that Jobs achieved. The pressure to deliver new, transformative products is immense. Apple's history of success, fueled by iconic products like the iPhone and iMac, means that the company can't afford to rest on their laurels. The key to Apple's future success will likely lie in its ability to continue creating new categories of products, pushing the boundaries of what technology can do, and expanding its ecosystem to remain indispensable to users. As the tech world shifts towards new technologies like AI, AR, and 5G, Apple will continue to evolve. Jobs' influence is still evident in the company's focus on design, simplicity, and seamless integration, and these values will likely remain at the core of Apple's identity in the years to come. The power of Apple's brand. Apple's brand, built under Steve Jobs' leadership, is one of the most valuable in the world. It has become synonymous with innovation, quality, and luxury. The Apple logo is instantly recognizable, and the company's products are seen as status symbols in many parts of the world. Apple's success isn't just about technology, it's about the emotional connection the company has cultivated with its customers. Jobs understood the power of branding and used it to his advantage. Apple's minimalist designs, sleek hardware, and intuitive software were not just about functionality. They were about creating an experience that resonated with users on a deeper level. Apple products are seen as more than just tools. They represent a lifestyle. Owning an Apple product has become a way of expressing individuality, creativity, and a sense of belonging to an exclusive, forward-thinking community. The cult of Apple fans, often called Apple fanatics, is a testament to the strength of the company's brand. People are willing to line up for hours to get their hands on the latest iPhone, iPad, or Mac, and many Apple customers are fiercely loyal to the brand. This loyalty has been cultivated through consistent product quality, excellent customer service, and a strong brand identity that resonates with people. The cultural impact of Apple's products. Apple's products have had a profound impact on the way people live and work. The iPhone revolutionized communication, allowing people to stay connected no matter where they are. The iPod changed the music industry, allowing people to carry their entire music library in their pocket. The iPad and MacBook have redefined personal computing, blending power with portability and ease of use. Beyond their functional impact, Apple products have changed the way we think about technology. Steve Jobs often spoke about his belief that technology should enrich people's lives, not just serve as a tool. Apple products, from the iPhone to the Mac, have become an integral part of daily life for millions of people. They allow people to connect, create, and consume content in ways that were once unimaginable. In addition to their impact on individuals, Apple's products have influenced industries and societies around the world. The iPhone has transformed industries ranging from photography and entertainment to healthcare and transportation. The App Store has created an entire economy of developers and entrepreneurs, while the iTunes Store has changed the music and media industries forever. The future of Apple, a brand built for innovation. Looking ahead, Apple will continue to be at the forefront of technological innovation, driven by its core values of simplicity, design, and user experience. While the company has faced challenges and competition, it has proven time and time again that it can reinvent itself and adapt to new challenges. Whether it's through new technologies like AR, AI, and 5G, or through its expanding suite of services, Apple is positioning itself for continued success. In conclusion, Steve Jobs' legacy is far from over. His vision for Apple continues to guide the company, and his influence can be seen in every product the company makes, from the iPhone to the iPad, the Mac, and beyond. Apple remains a symbol of innovation, design, and creativity, and as the company moves into the future, its commitment to improving the way people live, work, and interact with technology will remain its guiding principle.